The second example discussed in class today, we're talking about functions, tables, function rules, tables, and graphs. We're given the function rule, negative 2x plus 2. They use g of x instead of f of x. It doesn't matter if you use a f or a g or whatever it happens to be. In this case, they're using a g. So we have to look at what negative 2x plus 2 means. I'm going to show you two ways, and you decide which one you want. When they get more complicated, you're going to want to use a calculator. But for now, it's not a bad idea to continue doing mental math, because that's always good to keep. Negative 2x, negative 2 times x, a number next to a letter. If you're back in 8th grade or last year, a number next to a letter means multiplication. So we're given members of the domain. Remember, domain are your x's. We have the domain of 0, 1, 2, 3, and 4. So instead of x, we're going to substitute in our first value, our first independent variable, which is 0. So it's negative 2x plus 2. Take out the x, put in a 0. Negative 2 times 0 is 0. 0 plus 2 is 2. The second one is, instead of x, negative 2 times 1 plus 2. Take out the x and put in a 2. Negative 2 times 2 plus 2. Negative 2 times 3 plus 2. And negative 2 times 4 plus 2. It's always good to do the math. If you can do it in your head, it's actually quicker than a calculator. Negative 2 times 1 is negative 2. Negative 2 plus 2 is 0. Negative 2 times 2 is negative 4. Negative 4 plus 2 is negative 2. That's negative 4, and that's negative 6. All right. Another way to do this is by using a calculator. We talked about this briefly today. Let me get this up a little bit. It's kind of hard to see. All right. The calculator's on. It's kind of difficult. Well, I guess you can see it. You're going to go to your y equals button, which is right here at the top left, and you're going to put in your function. Your function is negative 2x plus 2. Let me just pan out a little bit. And you're given that as a function. So negative 2x plus 2, you want to get your points, so you go to your table. And we'll give you all the points on the table. And you select some of them and select the ones you're given. You're given an x of 0, and you put the associated y. That's pretty much all there is to that. The last part is just graphing the points. 0 over and 2 up. Let me put this back in the screen. You got the points from the table. 0 over and 2 up. 1 over and 0 up. 2 over and 2 down, 3 over and 4 down, 4 over and 6 down. So we can talk about a few things. Those are our points on there, and they're discrete points. We can talk about x-intercepts. Let's use the word 0, which are x-intercept and initial condition. The 0, the x-intercept, where it crosses the x-axis, and that's the x-axis. So the 0 for this one is a positive 1, and the initial condition where it crosses the y-axis is a 2. There's two things that are very important to us.